Here we have in 3 seals the entire history, the rise and fall of 2 dynasties, right there, basically right there in the palm of your hand. The first seal that we've got here on the right is a seal that was carved for a Ming empress, the wife of Emperor Yongle, and it was carved by her son, by orders of her son, the Hongxi Emperor, who reigned for a very short period of time, less than a year, in 1425. So we can date this seal exactly to 1425, and it's a seal that was carved to remember her, and it would have been placed in the Taimiao in the Forbidden City, which was the ancestral hall of the Ming emperors. This is very possibly the single one surviving seal of the Ming Dynasty, except for the ones that were buried with the emperors. So here you'll see on the other side of the seal, it is destroyed, right? So it was carved at the very pinnacle of the Ming Dynasty in 1425. And you can see the burn marks here. And basically when Li Zicheng and his peasant rebels invaded the Forbidden City, and we know exactly when that was. It was on June 3rd, 1644, because he only spent 1 night in the Forbidden City before going to fight the Manchus up north. And so it is at that very precise moment that the Taimiao was destroyed and all the seals and ritual objects within it, including this seal. So basically you have in a single object the absolute apex of the Ming Dynasty and its obliteration. We have here a seal carved out of Tanxiangmu, sandalwood, that was carved by orders of Emperor Kangxi. In the very early years of his reign, we don't know exactly when, but it was carved on the base with the characters Jinqian Qinmin, which means revere heaven and serve your people. Of course, it's a very important seal. It is the largest one that Kangxi Emperor ever had carved for himself, and it really embodies the mandate of heaven. This is the key rule. If you serve heaven, if you revere heaven and serve your people, you have the mandate to rule. What I would say is this is the absolute foundation of the Qing Empire. And that's a very important principle for them, because you have to remember that the Ming Dynasty just fell. The reason why the Manchus took the power from the Ming, their rationale is they have lost the mandate of heaven, they were corrupt, they didn't love the people, and so therefore we as righteous and diligent rulers can't take the power from them. And in fact, Emperor Yongzheng and Emperor Qianlong, the first seals they had carved for themselves after ascending the throne, were copies of this very seal carved out of jade. So they each believed that this was the foundation of their reign. The third seal that we have here, and in many ways echoes this one, is a seal that Emperor Qianlong had carved for the very hall that was built on the place where he met his grandfather, Emperor Kangxi, for the first time. It was a hall that he named the Ji En Tang, the Hall of Grace Remembrance, the hall where he would every time go there and remember the grace of his grandfather, someone who instructed him and spent a lot of time educating him. A place in the Yuan in the summer palace that they use for feasts and entertainment. On the seal here you will find Qianlong's pledge to abide by the rule of Emperor Kangxi and his father Yongzheng, which he believed to be so essential to his success. And you will see very few seals in the marketplace carved with imperial poems. This is a seal that was carved in 1766, which is the date of the poem. You can feel a little bit of self-doubt, and you can see the humanity of that emperor shining through the poem, where he recognizes that he's not loved by everyone, and he has critics at the court. And he says, for all my critics, I want them to remember that I work extraordinarily hard. I abide by all the rules set forth by my grandfather. So remember that before you criticize me. What's very interesting is you have what is probably one of the most controversial and darkest succession power struggles being referred to, which is the fact that his father was the fourth son, not the first son, he was the fourth son of Emperor Kangxi. Emperor Qianlong here refers to an old tale of the Zhou dynasty, which is really the sort of foundation of dynastic history in China, saying that in fact there was a king of the Zhou who chose his third son to be emperor. So for anyone who thinks this is something that is some sort of dark plot and should not have happened, well, there are precedents to it. On the stone, you see these marks of burning. You have, in fact, the downfall of the Qing Dynasty written in these marks. In fact, this seal, which was placed in the Yuan, has suffered fire damage in October 1860 when the French and British forces sacked the Summer Palace. Between these two seals, you have the foundation of the Qing Empire, you have the height of it here, and the beginning of the end. Collectively, these three seals are estimated to 230 million, low estimate. This one here is 125 million. This one here is estimated at 80 million Hong Kong. This one here, 25 million.